The paycheck hits your bank account on Friday morning, and for a few hours everything feels fine. You check your balance, see the money sitting there, and think this is finally the month you'll get ahead. Maybe you'll save more. Maybe you'll pay down debt. Maybe you'll stop worrying about money for once. But then something strange happens. Rent gets paid. Utility bills come out. The credit card payment hits. The grocery trip costs more than expected. Gas prices haven't gone down. Insurance gets deducted. A few subscriptions renew automatically. Suddenly it's only a few days later, and most of your paycheck is already gone. Then you spend the rest of the month waiting for the next payday. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Millions of Americans live this exact cycle every single month. They work hard, earn money, receive paychecks, and yet somehow never seem to move forward financially. This is the paycheck trap, and it's one of the biggest financial problems in America today. The paycheck trap isn't just about being broke. It's about being stuck. It's about earning enough to survive, but never enough to feel secure. It's about constantly working while feeling like you're running in place. Today we're breaking down exactly how the paycheck trap works, why so many people get caught in it, and what separates the people who escape from the people who stay trapped for decades. Most people think the paycheck trap starts with low income, but that's not always true. In fact, many people earning decent salaries feel just as trapped as people earning much less. The real problem isn't how much money comes in. The real problem is how quickly it goes out. The first hit happens before you even receive your paycheck. Let's say someone earns $60,000 per year. Most people focus on that number. But that's not the amount they actually get to spend. Taxes come out. Social Security comes out. Medicare comes out. Health insurance premiums come out. Retirement contributions may come out. By the time the paycheck reaches the bank account, a significant portion has already disappeared. What looked like a comfortable salary suddenly feels much smaller. Then comes the biggest expense of all, housing. For many Americans, rent or mortgage payments consume the largest share of income every month. In some cities, housing can easily eat up 40% or more of take-home pay. That's before utilities, internet, maintenance costs, or property taxes. Housing costs have increased dramatically over the past decade, while wages haven't always kept pace. As a result, many people start each month already behind. They work all month just to keep a roof over their heads. After housing comes food. Grocery prices have become one of the biggest financial frustrations for families across America. A grocery cart that once cost $100 may now cost $150 or more. Eggs, milk, meat, vegetables, snacks, and household essentials all seem more expensive than they used to be. Even people who budget carefully often find themselves spending more than expected. And unlike luxury purchases, groceries aren't optional. People need to eat. That means rising food costs directly reduce the amount of money available for saving and investing. Transportation creates another major challenge. Owning a car is expensive. Most people think about the monthly payment, but that's only the beginning. There is fuel, insurance, maintenance, repairs, registration fees, parking costs, and unexpected breakdowns. A single repair bill can wipe out months of savings. For households with multiple vehicles, transportation costs can become one of the largest categories in the entire budget. Then come the hidden expenses. These are the costs people often overlook because they seem small. Streaming services, music subscriptions, cloud storage, food delivery memberships, premium apps, gym memberships, online subscriptions. $10 here, $15 there, $20 somewhere else. Individually, none of them seem like a big deal. But together, they can quietly consume hundreds of dollars every month. Many people are shocked when they finally add them all up. Another major contributor to the paycheck trap is lifestyle inflation. Lifestyle inflation happens when spending increases every time income increases. Someone gets a raise and immediately upgrades their lifestyle. They move into a more expensive apartment, buy a newer car, eat at nicer restaurants, take more vacations, subscribe to more services. Before long, the additional income has completely disappeared into additional spending. This is why some people earning six figures still feel financially stressed. Their expenses have simply expanded to match their income. Debt makes the situation even worse. Credit cards are one of the most common examples. Credit cards make spending feel easy because the financial pain is delayed. You buy something today and pay for it later. The problem is that later eventually arrives. Then interest gets added. Then the balance grows. Then minimum payments become a permanent part of the monthly budget. Student loans, auto loans, personal loans, and buy now pay later plans create similar challenges. Every debt payment represents future income that has already been promised away. Interest is what turns debt from a problem into a trap. Imagine carrying a large credit card balance with a high interest rate. You make payments every month, but much of that payment goes toward interest rather than reducing the balance. This creates the frustrating feeling of working hard without making progress. Many people spend years paying debt while seeing very little improvement in their financial situation. The paycheck trap is also deeply connected to inflation. Inflation means prices rise over time. The problem is that prices often rise faster than incomes. Housing costs increase. Food costs increase. Insurance costs increase. Healthcare costs increase. But paychecks don't always keep up. As a result, even people receiving raises may feel like they're losing ground financially. Their paycheck might be larger than it was 5 years ago, but their money doesn't go as far. One of the most damaging aspects of the paycheck trap is the stress it creates. Living paycheck to paycheck means every unexpected expense becomes a crisis. A car repair, a medical bill, a broken appliance, a reduction in work hours. Any small financial shock can create major problems because there is no cushion. This constant stress affects decision-making. People focus on surviving today rather than planning for tomorrow. Saving for retirement feels impossible when the next rent payment already feels overwhelming. This is how the cycle becomes self-reinforcing. Because there are no savings, emergencies go onto credit cards. Because there is more debt, monthly payments increase. Because monthly payments increase, there is less money available for savings. Because there are no savings, the next emergency creates even more debt. The cycle repeats again and again. The good news is that escaping the paycheck trap does not always require earning dramatically more money. The first step is awareness. Most people underestimate how much they spend each month. Tracking expenses often reveals surprising patterns. Small purchases, subscription services, convenience spending, impulse buys, delivery fees, coffee runs. These expenses may seem insignificant individually, but together they can have a meaningful impact. The second step is creating a gap between income and expenses. This gap is where financial progress begins. Even if it's only $50 per month, the habit matters more than the amount. The goal is simple: spend less than you earn. The difference becomes savings. Savings become an emergency fund. An emergency fund prevents future debt. Once debt stops growing, financial momentum begins moving in the right direction. Building an emergency fund is one of the most powerful things a person can do. Many experts recommend 3 to 6 months of expenses, but the first goal is much smaller. Even $1,000 can prevent many common emergencies from becoming financial disasters. An emergency fund creates breathing room. It turns unexpected expenses from crises into inconveniences. After building basic savings, many people focus on reducing high-interest debt. Every dollar of debt eliminated creates future financial flexibility. As debt decreases, monthly payments shrink. As monthly payments shrink, more money becomes available for saving and investing. This creates a positive cycle that works in your favor rather than against you. Investing is the next major step. Many people assume investing is only for wealthy individuals, but that's not true. Investing is how ordinary people build wealth over time. The key is consistency. Small amounts invested regularly can grow into surprisingly large amounts over decades. Compound growth allows money to generate additional money. The earlier someone starts, the more powerful the effect becomes. Financial freedom isn't usually created by a single life-changing event. It's built through thousands of small decisions repeated consistently over many years. Spending less than you earn. Avoiding unnecessary debt. Saving regularly. Investing consistently. Building good habits. None of these actions seem dramatic on any given day, but together they can completely transform a financial future. The paycheck trap feels permanent when you're stuck inside it. But it isn't. Every financially successful person started somewhere. Most didn't become wealthy overnight. Most didn't win the lottery. Most simply learned how to create a gap between income and expenses and use that gap to build assets instead of liabilities. Over time, those assets began working for them. Savings provided security. Investments generated growth. Debt disappeared. Stress decreased. Options increased. The real goal isn't becoming rich. The real goal is gaining control. When every dollar is already spoken for, life feels restrictive. Opportunities become harder to pursue. Unexpected expenses become terrifying. The future feels uncertain. But when you build savings, reduce debt, and invest consistently, something changes. You gain flexibility. You gain options. You gain peace of mind. And ultimately, that's what escaping the paycheck trap is really about. It's not about having more stuff. It's about having more freedom. Every smart financial decision, no matter how small, moves you one step closer to that freedom. And over time, those small decisions can completely change your life.